Hey guys, so I'm just here with Louise from Turnbull Built. We've been working with them over the recent past and just wanted to run through a few things today with Louise. So Louise, did you want to just run through what you guys do, just for anyone watching?
Sure, we're a small boutique residential builder. So we spend time just working with clients to customise a home or renovation, and we work in pretty small numbers because a lot of our philosophy is based on a really good service experience for the client and a really quality product.
Awesome, perfect. And just building on that, like in terms of where you're at before, I know one of the concerns that you raised initially was there was a lot of that mounting growth, but you didn't want to grow too fast. You didn't want to drop the ball in terms of customer experience. And that kind of is essentially the values within the company, which is what has led to the success to date for the business. What other sorts of challenges and friction points were you experiencing before we started working together?
Yeah, so we had a lot of duplication in what we did. We were highly manual. We'd grown from a team of just the owner to a couple, but we were doing everything on Word docs and Excel spreadsheets and opening multiple documents to find client information, update notes, and so it was really quite time consuming. And as we were growing, we realised that it was affecting part of the customer experience, but also the efficiency, and also then trying to train new staff was really hard when there was processes that we'd all built that suited ourselves. So we were in real need of somewhere that could house all that information and put some actual process into what we're doing.
Yeah, perfect. And I know just off the back of that, like you guys using Dropbox, you had the individual documents for each that you were kind of manually adding information into. There was that email you were sending out with questions, etc., that people were responding with, and then manually updating again. So it's kind of all those little 1%ers, right, that just often are there because you've always done it that way. But as things get busier, your time is better spent in other things where you can achieve that. So that's really good. In terms of like the experience of working with us, how would you kind of summarize that in terms of some of the things along the way?
Look, it's been an excellent process, and I think that's because there was, I had to document it recently talking about how we brought these two new platforms into our business, and there was a reasonable due diligence process of you guys understanding what we did. And I think you always sit back wondering whether someone really gets what your challenges are, but the depth of that deep dive with yourselves was significant. But I think the other thing that happened, which is really good, is that was phased, and so we got some wins early on. And that was really good for us to see, because a lot of that back work of cleansing data and getting things ready, but because it delivered exactly what we wanted, was tailored, it gave us a lot of satisfaction that that first foundation piece was there. And because we got such immediate uplift, the efficiency, people being able to see the same information, just a contact number for a client that one person updated, everyone could see. So that was really good. I think the accountability is probably an absolute strength of Dashboard Magic in understanding that businesses have, time constraints, but here's the commitment that we've made together, and we'll help you be accountable, and what can we do to help you get there. So from my perspective as the custodian of the project at our end, that was a huge benefit to me. And I think the personal relationship, obviously most of our time's been with you, Cullen, but any other person that we dealt with in the business was across your brief, and so they were either sharing or they're asking more information, or never felt we had to repeat ourselves. So really personal, but accountable, and delivered massive wins for
awesome.
our business. And I had to send in a summary to someone, and I did the Excel spreadsheet that we used to produce with all the hand-typed stages and data, and now I've just got a document and a spreadsheet that does that, and it was pretty powerful. So,
amazing.
Yeah.
That's fantastic to hear. Yeah, I think it's been really transformational. It's one of those things that you don't know until you get into the journey exactly what it's going to look like. And there's some speed humps, there's some roadblocks along the way, but I think it's that incremental progress. So I personally really loved working with you and the overall and the team as well. So in terms of some specific wins, like I know there's kind of the two parts, right? There's the workflow piece in terms of making it easy for you guys to be across all the different moving parts, in terms of like tasks and things to do across each job and project amongst the team, and then and automations and technology to support that. But then there's also the visibility side of things as well. So if we just start on the visibility piece, like I know there's some really specific things that we've chatted about earlier today, but also time that we've now got visibility over. What things jump out at you if you had to pick kind of two or three main ones?
I think it's in keeping in contact with clients, and the visibility of how many clients we had in any of the stages, whether it be the sales stage or the selection construction stage. We could see immediately where they were. Gee, when was the last time we spoke to that client? There's a red flag, like literally, a red flag. So, but the automation of the tasks and the concept where it sort of says, you've done this task, what's the next one?
Yes.
We've made an internal decision to never set that at more than 4 weeks. So we always touch base with the client, even if it's with them and we know a stage might take longer than that. That was really powerful for us, and the efficiency in going through one page and seeing 15 different clients at different stages of inquiry and knowing that they were all in a particular contact stage was huge. And I think our service to those clients, that proactive service, which is really what we want to be known for, took a huge step up. And I think the other part, though, it also showed us really quickly where we might have a resource issue. We could see, oh, wow, we're about to move 10 clients into pricing. We're going to bust our estimator. So being able to see how that was moving and also maybe be able to control that. So, all right, let's take a little bit more time with this client and manage their expectation and move through and prioritise things. So I think that resource allocation piece is really important as well. What flowed from that, when we moved in construction for Adam, who's the site manager, he could also see, gee, we've got 6 jobs that are going to start at a similar time. How am I going to manage the trades around that? How do we also work with the client and sort of move that out with it still being in their expectations?
Yes, perfect. And then just quickly, I know there was another one we've kind of drilled into as a specific, just to pull one out, that I know is really valuable for you guys around the cash flow piece. And I think in the industry and the climate on when you're seeing like builders are big and small that are winding up, and that's kind of the last thing anyone wants, right? In terms of the impact of the customer. I think cash flow is so important and plays a large part in that. And so is there anything specific out of that you wanted to mention in terms of the impact, maybe even tangibly on the business that you've noticed off the back of that?
I think you can see your conversion, so great, converted 6 clients and that's in line. But the dollar value, particularly in a business like ours, when we're talking about 12 or 15 builds over a 12-month period, there's a huge difference between a renovation at 400,000 and a new build at 1.6. So to be able to put that into cash flow and actually understand when we're seeing the money come in the door in each of those stages, because we have that information in our contract, became a lot more powerful than even saying, great, tick the box, got 10 new sign-ups. If they were all small dollar value, that actually might not achieve our other financial objectives. So it was really powerful to see that and what those numbers were. We know what we want to achieve each month. There's always things around that. We could easily see, look, it's a bit more this month, a bit under, that's fine. Or if there was going to be a drop-off, why is it? How do we manage over Christmas periods where we know that's where it happens and those sorts of things. But the importance with the lead time in our industry now of construction taking up to 30% longer because of delays with supply and trade, we really need to make sure that we've got a longer pipeline than we ever thought before. We sort of thought 12 months in advance was enough. Now we can see we need 18 to shore up, those delays, and it takes longer to get cash in the door. So that has been really material, and it's also been good for some of our team members just to see at a high level how important it is that we keep feeding the pipe and we keep working hard with clients because this is our next 12 to 18 months worth of business.
Yes. Yeah, it's huge. I think the complacency is what sometimes creeps in when you've got so many things going on.
Yeah.
Something slips and that can hurt you on the front end with sales or the back end with delivery. So that's huge. Thank you so much, Louise. Really appreciate your time.